Hello, David here, coming to you live with our second episode of this new podcast, which we're calling Life Winning in Life podcast. And listen, whatever you do, settle down. Let's get into this. I won't be taking a lot of time to get in. I'm just gonna go for it. And those of you that are gonna join in later, you will find us. But I'm ready to go live, and let's do this tonight. In episode 2, I'm gonna be talking about barriers that prevent you from achieving your dreams and your goals. Basically, barriers to success. Today, I'm talking about overcoming barriers to success, and we would do this over a series. But today, I'll take out a subsection which I'm calling taking responsibility for your own accountability. So that is what we are doing today, and I'm excited. I'm really excited about this because this is going to help somebody out there. It's going to leave a mark on your life that will transform your life forever. So as you settle in, and we're going to get our team to share out to various platforms, we will be getting straight into today's podcast. And look out for these podcasts. They will be coming every Wednesday. When there is no Made by Grace show, we will have a podcast to teach practical things that will help you win in life. And on the Sunday, we will teach the word of God. Hallelujah. And when we have the Made by Grace show, we will also teach the word in there. So whatever you do, tune in. We'll be putting this on Instagram very soon, working on that. But we are live on Facebook and YouTube as we speak right now. And so I'm excited. Settle in. Welcome, guys, our friends, family from around the world. This is going to be good. This is going to be useful. If you know somebody who can benefit from a session such as this one, tag them, send them the link, share the link, tell them David is live right now. He is giving success tools that are going to help you, that are going to change your life. You let them know, and it won't be a lie. You will be helping them, and you will be telling them the truth. Okay, I'm good to go. Awesome. This is good. So today, as I said, I'm looking at barriers that hinder you from achieving your success. So barriers, overcoming barriers to success. And we will take a subsection today by looking at taking responsibility for your own accountability. Now, accountability is a mindset. It is a way of thinking where you literally take responsibility for your life, and you reach a point in your life where you make a decision that you will not point fingers, that you will not put down any failures in your life on other people. You will not say, well, the reason I didn't make it is because of ABCD. Accountability, taking responsibility for accountability means that you are saying, from now onwards, I am in charge of my life and what happens to it. From now onwards, whatever is going to happen to me tomorrow, I'm responsible for it. If I don't do something today, and tomorrow I find myself in a precarious situation, I'm not going to blame anybody else. It is on me. And that is what we're going to deal with today as a subsection of overcoming barriers to success. We will do it over a few series, a few episodes. But on today's one, we're talking about taking responsibility for your own accountability. And I'm going to share with you a very successful tool that I use in my personal life that a lot of successful leaders and people out there use in order to win in life. You may have come across it, but I'm going to share it today anyway on this episode because it is important. It is a part of our journey to get. And those of you that are saying, David, I want to get all the way to the top with you, I'm going to tune into these podcasts. Even if I miss it, I will look it up. I will subscribe, whatever I have to do. I will tune in because it's going to be going live on my personal page. We will be sharing it on the church page and on the YouTube and the Instagram platforms. But whatever you do, keep up with me. Let's go together on this journey. And I promise you, your life will never be the same again. You will be changed forever. Sylvia, good to see you. I don't know whether in South Africa or in Zambia, but good to see you. Bishop Lombe, good to see you, sir. Watching us, I'm sure, all the way from the United States. I don't know what time it is over there. But hey, I'm ready to go. Let's do this. And obviously, Melon, I don't know if you guys are already cruising, but it's good to have you here. And Rosalind, Maps, hey, guys, I'm going to go for it. And let's do this together. So accountability, or taking responsibility for your accountability, is literally saying to yourself, I refuse to be a victim. I refuse to think of myself as a victim in any situation. Now, there are certain things that have happened to you or that could have happened to you that you had no control over. For instance, how you were born and where you were born. It is Bill Gates, I believe, who says that you have no control over how you were born or where you were born. In fact, he says you have no choice if you were born poor. But if you remain poor, that is your choice. And I totally agree with that. Not to say that anybody who's struggling in life is choosing to struggle, even though that's exactly what I'm saying. And I'm not saying that you're choosing to struggle, but I'm saying that there are certain things that you are doing that are leading you to that same result every time. Just like somebody who is succeeding is doing certain things consistently enough that is leading them to that point. One of my mentors, Jim Rohn, that I follow very, very studiously, often used to say that success is all about continuously doing a little bit day by day of the right things or the positive things or the correct things. And failure is the exact opposite. It is continuously, consistently taking the wrong turns or making the wrong choices over a period of time. And before you know it, you will find yourself at a place where things are not working. Now, the reason I started doing this podcast, apart from my friends are pushing me, Mark, and his lovely lady towards doing it. I mean, pointing me in the right direction, not really pushing me because it wasn't a push. It was more of a twist or like a push. Not a push, what's the word? It was more like a tilt. One of the main reasons why I did this, because we were already doing the Wednesday podcast and we were teaching the Word of God and we'll continue to teach the Word of God, especially on Sundays. But I wanted to bring some more practical sessions that we can relate to where we live today in our lives. Some Christians live their lives as if they're already in heaven, but we are not there yet. We are here. And the podcast is designed to make life work. It is designed to shape your future, to speak to your dreams so they can become a reality. It is designed to give you the tools that you need. I don't just want to sit here and tell you, you are blessed, you're going to the top. I prophesy blessings to you. No. I want to tell you how you can make your way to the top. And even though I absolutely strongly believe in the miracles of the Lord, and I believe that God did not design for our lives to be lived from miracle to miracle, but to have the wisdom and the tools that we need to win every day in our lives. So I don't just want to excite you spiritually and get you to shout about it and say amen. No. I want to equip somebody. And I've made a decision. I'm not going to leave this planet with everything God has placed on the inside of me. I've been so blessed with so much knowledge and insight, and I've had the privilege to sit under some amazing people. And all I want to do is share a little bit of what I have learned in this life and experienced with somebody else. I hope that's okay. I thought I'd just share that with you guys from the onset, because we're going to be walking this journey together in this Winning in Life podcast. We are calling it Winning in Life podcast with me, your friend David. And so today there is just one aspect that I want to share with you as we look at how you can overcome procrastination, how you can overcome a lack of taking responsibility for your own accountability, and how you can be accountable for your own life and your own success, how you can literally take the reins out of somebody else's hands and take them into your own hands and win. So I have prepared for you a very short session after taking lessons from one of the most amazing presidents that America ever had. He was a soldier. He rose all the way to become an army general, 4-star general, actually, which is a highly coveted rank in the army. And later on, he worked his way all the way to the White House to become president. And those of you that have never heard of him, his name was Dwight Eisenhower, if I can pronounce that correctly. Dwight Eisenhower. President Eisenhower was a man who had principles that helped him and they worked for him. Now, a wise teacher, whom I call my Lord Jesus, teaching in the scriptures, he talks about how that a wise builder built a certain way and his work succeeded. And he said there was another one who was a foolish builder who did not build very well. A lot of people like to have excuses for not making it in life. One of the most common excuses, especially in Christianity, is the devil, or a curse, or demons, or they bewitched me, or they have cursed me, or somebody is doing something against me. So we are busy praying against spiritual forces all the time, when half of the time we just lack the knowledge and the wisdom that we need to succeed in life. And so when Jesus says, if you build your house like a wise builder. In other words, what he's trying to say is you don't necessarily have to be the most intelligent person in the room. You don't have to be the wisest. But if you do what the wise man did, you will get the same results. Some of the most successful people out there in life never went to school. They don't have the level of education that most of you people have out there that are watching me today, my friends, family. They don't have. I love education. I'm quite learned, I would like to say. I believe. And so I have nothing against education. But I'm just saying here today that it is not so much as academia or things out there that you have acquired. It is about finding out how life works, finding out how success works. If you can find out how things work and do exactly what you need to do to make things work, I promise you, you will get the same results. If you get the right quantity of oxygen and hydrogen atoms, mix them together, you will get water. When I was at university, we would do all sorts of experiments. We would use to make sodium chloride, which is commonly known as salt. We would make all sorts of things. And it's all about mixing quantities the right way, the right amount, and anybody can do it. And in the same way, success is not just for a chosen few. It is not just for a select few. It is for everybody and anybody who is willing to put in the work. Anybody and everybody who is saying, David, I believe I have had enough of being where I am. You may be successful and maybe already doing something good. And at some point, we're going to teach peak performance in one of our sessions for people who are already doing well, but you want to become better. And we will have a session for you like that. But today, if you're here and you're saying, listen, I have enjoyed some level of success, but it's not enough, and I'm not content, and I want more. How do I get there? And sometimes I have the right intentions and I want to do the right things, but I find myself not doing them. Or I procrastinate a lot. And I've always said procrastination is not your friend. Or maybe you're here and you're saying, I have too many things to do, not enough time. I keep running out of time. And maybe you set out, you write down your goals on your to-do list, but at the end of the day, you still haven't fulfilled what you set out to do. You just scratched the surface. This session is for you, because I'm going to share something that is not my invention, but something that I have learned over the years to incorporate in my life. And it is helping me every day. It has helped me over time, and I'm still doing it today. For everything that I do, every day, every week, every month, every year, I am putting this particular piece of activity into action and incorporating it into my life, and it is helping me a great deal. I want to share it with you. It is known as the Eisenhower matrix. Some people call it Eisenhower box or Eisenhower strategy, or whatever you want to call it. Or the quadrant, Eisenhower quadrant, you can call it whatever you want to call it. But I want to share it with you today, and some of you may have come across it. It is openly available out there in the world. You can look it up. You can study it and become better at it. One of the tragedies of life of some successful people that have gone ahead of us is the tragedy, rather, you can ever make, maybe if I should put it that way, is to acquire knowledge and information that is powerful and that is working for you and that is working for other people, and keep it to yourself. Dr. Miles Monroe, one of my mentors, God bless his soul, he's gone home with the Lord, often used to say, you should not by any means take anything that you have acquired here, all the brilliance and the skills and the knowledge, to the grave. And I refuse to do that. And that's why I am doing this podcast, to help somebody else. So let's do this. Let's see if we can get into it straight away. And I will share this, and then I'll let you guys go your merry way. So the Eisenhower quadrant, if you like, or matrix, is all about prioritizing your goals. Now, last week when we launched this podcast, we talked about strategic goal setting. Now, when you have your goals, you can prioritize those goals by putting them into the metrics we're going to talk about tonight. Now, one of the things you can do apart from just your goals with this metrics is, if you are serious about getting ahead in life, sit down and write down everything that you are involved in. Write down the things that you do every day. Write down your job, write down church, write down your children, family activities, write down jogging, exercise, whatever it is that takes any part of your life, write it down. When you've written it all down, I need you to then come up with this quadrant or box that I'm going to show you on the screen in a moment. In fact, this is how you do it. I'm going to put it on the screen. So on your screen, you should have what I have adapted as the Eisenhower matrix, and I've put this together just for you, just for this session. And when you look at 4 boxes of your life, put all your life into these 4 boxes. whether it is short term or long term. I do it for everyday activities. Sometimes, like even today, when I was working on everything I was working on, I put everything into this metrics to help me maximize my day and come out at the end of the day productive, and having achieved something meaningful. So in this quadrant, I need you to name them 1, 2, 3, and 4. And in the first box of the matrix, I want you to write on top of it agent. So on top of the first matrix, this is agent. And on the left side of the top left matrix, as you can see on your screen, I need you to write important. Now, this is not my invention. As I've put down, there's Eisenhower, as President Eisenhower, who was a great man, a great leader. And if you've ever read Covey's book of 7 Habits of Highly Successful People, he talks about this metrics as well, even though it's not his, but he attributes it to Eisenhower. And we're doing exactly the same thing today. And that is the beauty about knowledge. We can share it and pass it out and make sure that it helps somebody else. And in the right one, the second one, on top of it, write down not urgent. And on the bottom left one, the third one, write down not important. Those are the only categories I need you to write down. Not important, important, urgent, and not urgent. And so if you want to overcome the barrier of blaming others every time, and you want to take responsibility for your life, here is a good place to start. Now, this is not the only way you can organize your life, but this is one of the most successful ways you can do it, which is why I'm sharing it today, because I'm building a platform on where we're going to go with this podcast. So let's go. So in the top one, you have urgent and important. So those things are both urgent and important. That box number one. Box number two, you should put in there things that are important, but they're not urgent. In box number three, you should put in there things that are urgent, but not important. And in the last segment, which is the fourth one, I need you to put there things that are not important and not urgent. Okay? So let's go to number one. Number one is these things are urgent and they're also important. I need you to write down in that box, do this now. So you gotta do this now. This is gotta be done now. The reason you get sidetracked, you want to study, but you find yourself, oh, I need to wash the dishes. They are dirty. You get sidetracked. You start doing that. You're procrastinating the study while the exam is looming. It's because your life has not been organized in a structure such as this one. You can borrow a wise man's way of building, like Jesus said, and build your life to a winning place. So do it now. It means it is urgent and it is important. Let me quickly give you some examples of things you can put in there. I may not write them on your screen, but I'll say them out to you, just to give you examples to get you going. So some emails are urgent and important. You need to respond to them straight away. Some core work, like your major job that you're employed to do, for instance, your major business that you do if you work for yourself. Some meetings are urgent and important. Some project work, especially the one with deadlines, can be urgent and important. Some assignments, for those of you that are studying or even at work, you can get assignments, especially those with deadlines. They can be urgent and important. A crisis is an emergency. It's urgent and important. And in that category, you can also put pressing problems or family emergencies. These are urgent and important. Let me give you one more in that category. Just giving you examples. Everybody has their own life. Your life is different from mine. And you will probably have other things in this category that may not be on my list. And the last one I give you for the first box is financial obligations, for instance, that have got deadlines, such as a loan that has a payment debt and it has an interest attached to it. You want to prioritize that. And so that's box number one, which are for things that are urgent and important. I hope you're still there and you haven't fallen asleep. So this is urgent and important. You want to put that in the first box. So let's see if we can move on to the second box, which is number two, and see what we can put in there. And in this box, we have things that are important, but they're not urgent. They're important, but they're not urgent. How do you deal with these things in your life if you want to succeed, if you want to overcome barriers to success, if you want to take responsibility for your life and be accountable for your life? What do you do with these things? You schedule them. In other words, you put them in your diary, in your calendar, however you call it, whether in America, whichever country you have, people call it interchangeably. Some people call it diary, some people call it a calendar, some people call it a journal, whatever you want to call it. anything that is important, so you don't want to forget about it. This is important, but it's not urgent. Put it in the second category or second quadrant or second box or in the metrics. I hope this is helping somebody out there. I know some people only want to hear tongues and all that. God bless you. We love you. We still speak in tongues. We still love the Lord, but we want to give practical lessons in this podcast to people that are serious about winning in life. So let's see. Number two quadrant. What kind of things would fall in that category? Let's see. And I hope you've been taking notes. And if you're not taking notes, not to worry. This podcast will stay on here on Facebook. It will stay on YouTube. We will also put it on Instagram so you can go back to it and watch it as many times as you want. And if you haven't already subscribed to any of our channels, go ahead and do that. It will help you. So let's look at some examples of something very important but not urgent. Things like exercise. Exercise, very important but not urgent. So if you have some core work that you need to respond to that is in the quadrant number one, in the first box, this is something you have to respond to now. You have to do this now. But then you remember, oh, I have an exercise today. Exercise is important, but not urgent. So you're not doing that first. I hope you're following me. It is important, but not urgent. Planning, for instance, we were talking about goal setting last week. That is important, but not urgent. Self-development. I do self-development every day. I listen to my mentors every day. I don't miss a day. While I exercise in the morning, I'm also listening to my mentors. In my ears, I've got my mentors and my motivation and my exercise. I don't miss it. It is important, but it's not urgent. So even though I'm supposed to do this, and something comes up that is from quadrant number one, I have to prioritize the first box, because the other thing, I can schedule it. So I can say, okay, I have missed my exercise today because something urgent came up, but I will reschedule it and make sure I do it. So you can reschedule or reschedule, however you want to pronounce it, things that are important but not urgent. Okay, healthy relationships, for instance. Oh, the relationship is important, I gotta do this. It is important, but it is not urgent. Relaxing and rest, sleep and resting is important, but not urgent. You can put it off if you need to do something in the first box. Okay, recreation, important, not urgent. Just giving you some examples. You can come up with your own that if you understand the meaning of important but not urgent. Preventative measures, for instance, doing things that will prevent you from getting into certain situations in the future, important but not urgent. Looking for new opportunities, a new job, a new business, important, not urgent. Posting on social media, for instance, if you're like me, every day or every so often you post something, it is very important that you keep up doing that, but it is not urgent. So it should not take precedence over those things in the first box. I'll give you one more, and then we can move on to the third one. Checking on your colleague's work. Somebody else's work needs a bit of checkup or second opinion. It is important, but not urgent. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the third part of our tangent, and then we'll see if we can move it along. So I'm now gonna move to number three, just making sure you're still here. I'm still here. Okay, I'm just giving you the visual so you can see what we are working with. So let's see if we can move on to the third one, which is number three, delegate. So anything that is urgent but not important. So these are things that are really urgent, but they're not important. They are urgent, but they're not important. Let's quickly look at some examples of things that are urgent, but not important. What kind of things are these? These are things like some emails. In fact, most emails might be urgent, but not important. Some emails, some meetings, or if not most meetings, might be urgent, but not important. Some groups that you're in, WhatsApp groups and all that, some of them might look urgent. It's a serious urgent matter. They're saying, oh my God, this has happened, we need to respond, but it's not important to you. So these are third party things that don't affect you directly. In other words, they are third party effects. They are urgent. They could be urgent. Somebody might be dying out there. Somebody might be sick. Somebody might have a problem. It might be urgent, yes, but not important in line with where you're going. in your life, with your dreams, with your goals, with your purpose, with your vision. Most groups that you're in is another example. It might be urgent, not important. Other people's demands, the things they want to fulfill and do, they might be urgent to them, but not important to you. So they fall in the category 3, okay, of this equation. In other words, yes, they need to be done, but they don't have to be done by you. That is why I've put in that box, delegate. Delegate this if you can. Let somebody else do it, because while it is urgent, it is not important to where you are going. I hope this is helping somebody. Another thing, example I can give is a colleague interruptions. There are people who just interrupt you for no reason. It might be urgent to them, the interruption, but not important. Okay, other people's drama. Okay, they might be urgent, but they're not important. Other people's drama. Some people have drama all the time. Some people have crisis all the time. They might be urgent to them, but not important. Yes, they need to be done, but can they be passed on to somebody else to deal with at that time? They should not take precedence of number 2 and number 1. Because number 1 is number 1 for a reason. Number 2 is number 2 for a reason. Number 3 is number 3 for a reason. I'll give you one more. Popular activities and public trends. Oh, there's this dance going on. Oh, there is this new move. Oh, there is this new TikTok. Yes, they might seem urgent because everybody's doing it. You don't want to be left out. But are they important? They fall in that category. Delegate. Let somebody else do it. You don't got to do it. Anyway, I'll see if I can move along to the last one. And my intention is to park there today after we discuss the last one, and then we will move on. I'll let you guys rest because I want this to be nice and short, half an hour at the very most, as we teach and share this podcast together. So just checking that you're still here. I'm still here. I'm with you, and I'm here with you for another 2-3 minutes, and then we will pack it up. And I appreciate you guys for tuning in. And let's support this podcast. Let's make it useful and helpful, and let it reach as many people as we possibly can. Let's do the last one. So the last one in the quadrant is number 4, which is I've simply put down delete. So these are things that look at the top. They are not urgent. Look on the left. They are not important. They are not urgent. They are not important. What do you do with them? Delete. When I say delete, what do I mean by that? In other words, don't do them, get rid of them, let them go. Okay, now there are certain things you may not completely delete, but you can put them in the recycle folder, because later on you might want to touch a little bit of them. I'll give you examples of some of those things. But most things in this category you're getting rid. Most of these are toxic behaviors. Most of these are things you don't want in your life because they will not help get you to where you are going. Okay, so let's look at some examples. I was taking a sip there. Let's look at some examples that fall in this category. I have shortlisted things like social media. Most of social media is not important, not urgent. Okay, shopping, not important, not urgent. All right, you can do this at any point. It doesn't have to be done right now. So don't put off important things because you remember you need to do some shopping. No, not important, not urgent. Television, yes, that's why I said that you can put some things in the bin, but then you go and peep in a little bit. Like for those of you that like to watch TV, it's not important, it's not urgent. Once in a while, you might want to look at that, but make sure it's not one of your priorities. And some of you, television, the things in this category like TV, shopping, social media are in your first box. They are the things you do first thing in the morning, and then you blame the devil for failing in life and not achieving your goals. You don't want to do that. You want to take responsibility. That is why in this next segment of the podcast, which is overcoming barriers to success in life, I am going to be dealing with different categories. So the first one we're dealing with is taking responsibility for your own accountability. That's the first one we're doing, and then we will build on that. So number 3, another example rather of what falls in the not urgent, not important, to be deleted is gossip. Okay, I know it's nice and pleasurable and you love doing it, pleasant activities and all things like they are not important not urgent. The time wasters, resource wasters, dream stealers. Okay, surfing the internet. This is when you're just there with no particular purpose, just searching different things. Not urgent, not important. Delete, let it go. Bad habit, putting you back. It's not progressive. All right. Yes, once in a while you need to go online to search for things, but not aimless surfing. It's the same goes for browsing social media timelines. You're just sitting there looking at timelines, looking for gossip, wasting your time, your potential, your skills. Delete, delete. Not urgent, not important. Okay. Some emails that you receive, especially ones that you never subscribe to or you accidentally subscribe to, listen, not urgent, not important. Unsubscribe, delete before even reading. Don't even waste time reading. Now, the ones that are important in the first quadrant, you want to respond to those straight away. Okay, that's another skill I want to share with you. If you see an email that is in box number 1 and it is important and urgent, you don't want to read it and then respond to it later. Bad move. What happens when you have to respond to it later? 5 minutes, 10 minutes later, you have to read the email again. You're duplicating your efforts, doubling your time. So now you're reading the email 3 times, 4 times if you're not responding. But if you respond the first time you read the email, you're only doing it once and you're saving yourself time. I'll leave that for another class. But for the purposes of today's class, some emails you don't even need to open. Go straight to junk. Go straight to delete because they are unsolicited. Okay, I like what Jim Rohn says. He says unsolicited advice is a free advice, which is unsolicited, is exactly what it is worth. Free, which means it's cheap, it's not worth anything. So if people are just throwing marketing things to you that you did not go looking for them, emails that you did not ask for, those you don't even waste your time. Just let it go. Delete. They fall in the 4th box. Okay, let's see. Where am I? I'm almost done. Some phone calls are time wasters, dream stealers. Let them go. Non-productive work. Let it go. All right. Pleasant activities and other time wasters. I'll leave it at that for now because of the time I'm looking at it, and we've come to the half-an-hour mark that I wanted to get to. So I'm not going to go on and on about this. But listen, whatever you do, make sure that you begin to practice using this metrics. It is a powerful metrics. It works for me. It has worked for many, many other successful people. If you read Covey's book of highly successful, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, you will find this metrics in there. It is a powerful metrics that has worked for countries, for organizations, for businesses, for individuals. And I just thought I'd share it with you in the 2nd episode of our brand new podcast, which is Winning in Life podcast. I hope this has been helpful. And I hope this has helped somebody out there. This will remain here. You can come back to it, listen to it over and over again. Do not miss our 3rd episode coming up as we continue looking at overcoming barriers to success. We'll look at another segment that hopefully will be useful and helpful to somebody out there. Listen, love you guys. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in and for just connecting and just supporting what we do here. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channels and Instagram and Facebook or liked or anything like that, please go ahead and do that. And spread the word. I am personally asking you to spread the word about my new podcast, Winning in Life, so we can get as many people as possible onto this podcast so we can help and transform lives the world over. God bless you. Keep the faith, keep the joy, and I will see you guys next time I come back for another live broadcast right here. Stay blessed, and I'll see you soon. Ciao for now. Ciao, ciao.